Hi, I'm Suzanne Marias, and I'm with Journeys Hypnosis. And today I'm going to cover what I typically cover in a consultation call so that you can learn a little bit about the process of hypnosis. As a certified professional hypnotist, I work with lots of individuals on just about any topic that you can imagine. You can check out my website to learn about some of the topics that I cover, but just as some examples: ending patterns, breaking habits, releasing emotions, clearing beliefs, working with confidence, people pleasing, worthiness, feeling stuck, you name it. I've probably already worked with it. I facilitate a number of group events. I work with educational institutions, corporations, small organizations, friend groups, working with mind body coaching, education. I also offer mentorship and coaching. I'll tell you a little bit more about that. And I often offer monthly workshops that I'd love for you to join. So we'll start with what hypnosis isn't, because you've been watching movies and seeing things on reels and all that stuff. And you probably have this idea that hypnosis is about mind control, or it's something that's done to you. It's a passive experience, evil, magic, woo-woo, psychotherapy. It is none of those things. Okay, if it's none of those things, what is it? Well, hypnosis is really a state of mind that you agree to. So all hypnosis is self-hypnosis. Essentially, what you're doing in a state of hypnosis is bypassing that critical, analytical judgment filter in your mind to get to the deeper truths, to the subconscious mind. The way the subconscious mind is accessed is through the use of the imagination. So it's a lot easier than trance and holding a pocket watch and all that stuff. It's an engaged process. We'll be talking the entire time. So you're awake, aware, and in control. It is a great way to make deep and lasting change. It's absolutely astonishing what you can accomplish even in one session. And it's really all about what you want. I like to explain to people that it's a very similar state to when you're watching a movie. So generally, when you're watching something on a screen, your conscious mind quiets. You can never turn it off, ever. It quiets, and then you're responding to what's on the screen. So you might cry in a sad scene, you might wince in a scary scene. Those are subconscious reactions because your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between real and imagined, and it thinks what's happening on the screen is happening to you. So we use that to our advantage when we're working together in a state of hypnosis to create different interventions or different forms of rescue to your younger self to be able to make change. So what is a subconscious mind? Well, let's talk about the conscious mind first. Right now, you're processing this material using your conscious mind. Your conscious mind is only 5% of your operating systems, right? So your conscious mind is part of this logical thinking. You're running things through filters. It's very distractible. It's difficult to make change in this conscious mind. The subconscious mind, that's a picture of an iceberg, by the way, is beneath the surface, and it's 95% of your operating systems. It's your beliefs, it's your habits, it's your emotions, your values, your intuition. And most of what, who you are really got programmed in the first 7 years of your life. When your brain was still developing, you looked to people around you to learn about how to survive in this world. And so most of your patterns really came from childhood, and these patterns are meant to protect you. But the good news is that you can change them. And the way that you work with the subconscious mind is through the use of the imagination. There's words that you speak that influence your subconscious mind, and your feelings influence your subconscious mind. So here's an example of hypnosis. So if you feel comfortable, I'd like for you to close your eyes. And I'd like for you to imagine that you just brought home a big, beautiful, yellow, shiny lemon from the grocery store. And it's on your cutting board in the kitchen. And imagine pulling out your sharpest knife and cutting a nice slit in that lemon. And imagine the zest spraying out and the citrusy smell. And maybe noticing a little pulp running down onto your cutting board. And then I want you to imagine cutting another slit so that you're making a wedge with this lemon. Nice big juicy wedge. And I want you to imagine picking it up with your 2 fingers, holding it up so you can smell it. Imagine the pulp maybe running down on your hands. And then I want you to imagine popping that wedge of lemon in your mouth and chomping down and bursting the pulp in your mouth so that your mouth fills up with that nice lemony juice. And if by chance you are feeling a little pucker right now, or you're noticing some sourness or salivating in your mouth, you've just been hypnotized. You didn't actually bite into a lemon, yet the chemical responses are popping up in your body as if you did. And so that's what we will be doing. So won't be changing your memories during a session, but through the use of the imagination, you can create new neural pathways within your mind, new chemical changes in your body simply by a really enriched visualization experience. What's the session like? Well, we'll start the session, whether we're online or in person, with some pre-talk, just making sure that we're both clear on your goals. And then we'll move to an induction. So you'll get into a reclining position. And the induction is really just a state of relaxation. That's it. I don't have a pocket watch. We won't be doing any little tricks. Instead, you'll just be guided to a state of relaxation so that you can slow your mind down. And notice I didn't say turn your mind off. That's not going to happen. And then once you're in that more relaxed state, I start to ask questions that engage your imagination. And based on your responses to those questions, I'll ask more questions. And essentially, you're guiding the session at that point. When we get to, in most cases, a root cause, like the original event that created this protective behavior, then we work around the emotion. So just so you know, you'll never relive trauma. You're not going to go through that. You're not going to have to talk about it. You're not going to have to move through that again. Instead, we're going to be working with the emotion, remembering that your subconscious mind doesn't know the difference between real and imagined. So the idea would be to rescue your younger self or provide for unmet needs or to update beliefs in such a way that would end up resulting in your subconscious mind turning off the protective responses that you've been experiencing up until now. So root cause is generally my goal in most sessions. And like I said, once that clears, you'll notice a shift or a change in the way that it just doesn't show up anymore. One of the most frequently asked questions I get is, can I be hypnotized? And I would say, if you want to be hypnotized, you can be hypnotized. If you're afraid or worried, then maybe not. I'm really good at what I do, and I'll help support you to get into that focused state. Remember, we're not looking for you to go to sleep. We're not looking for the trance that you see in the movies. All you really have to do is just relax into the experience so you can focus deeply internally. And I'm really good. I can help you get to that state pretty easily if that's what you want to do. What's possible? Oh, the list is really endless. Lots of things are possible. Releasing unprocessed emotions, breaking habits, freeing yourself from being stuck, accessing your internal strength, feeling into what change will feel like, overcoming fears, accessing confidence, just gaining insight in a clear way, maybe from a new perspective, increasing motivation. There's so many things that you can do in hypnosis. It's absolutely amazing. Most people will enjoy incredible change after one session. Others need a couple of sessions. It's really up to you. Most of my clients are regular clients because they enjoy this work and they come back for more for different reasons. However, I would say for any given issue, I would say 1 to 3 sessions, and there's no way to know until you've given it a try. Is an online session as effective as an in-person session? Yes. You can get just as much from a session online as you can in person. And in fact, I work with people all around the world, and many people prefer to be in the comfort of their own home so that they can relax even deeper to get more out of their experience. Once we get started with hypnosis, you're going to be closing your eyes and getting into a more relaxed state where I'll start asking you questions. As long as you've got a space where you'll be undisturbed, or you don't have dogs or children or a significant other, partner, friend stepping into your space, then an online session will work just as well as an in-person session. As you can see, I'll be away in Portugal this summer. I do this every summer, and we'll be working only online with clients May 16th through July 23rd. But all year long, I work with people all around the world with tremendous results. So you can enjoy this experience just as effectively online as you can in person. How do I get the most from my hypnosis experience? I would say the first thing would be to take time to complete your intake form. That will be due about 3 days prior to your appointment. And a lot of people really enjoy that experience of completing the intake form because you're going to be reflecting on your issue, maybe in a way that you never have before. And the more time you put into that, the better able I can prepare and for you to have processed a bit. I will include some videos like this in your email where I go into detail about the various questions that people ask about hypnosis. And I always find the more informed you are about hypnosis, the better the session goes. So take some time to review those if you can. And then I'll also send you a checklist of how to prepare yourself physically for the session, whether that be in person, if you come to see me, maybe just how to take care of your body, maybe avoiding some caffeine, having a little bit of food in you, bringing some water. If you're online, just getting a quiet space where you're comfortable with a blanket, maybe some tissues, dimming the lights, you'll see the list. So I would check that out to be sure that you can get as much from this experience as you possibly can. For those who have ADHD, no worries. You can take your medication or you don't have to take your medication. Either way is fine. Those with ADHD tend to get a lot out of these experiences because you have the ability. Take the rest of the day off. This is like getting a really good massage. You're going to feel like you're in a beautiful bliss-like state. And rest and self-care will be good for you. Time outdoors is always a good idea, avoiding stress, tension, negativity. Drink more water than you typically drink. Hypnosis can be quite dehydrating. You'll notice your changes pretty much immediately, and they'll continue to unfold over the next 72 hours. So just take your time with it, let it settle. And how do you know if you've changed? Well, really, the difference is at such a deep level that the time that you notice it is at your old trigger. So whatever it was that used to trigger you to create the behavior or the response or the habit, you'll now notice that you're not responding at that trigger. Check my website for the prices for my sessions. 2-hour sessions are what's recommended for new clients. Return clients, each follow-up is an hour and a half, and you can easily schedule on your own. Smoking packages, they are typically 2 sessions scheduled within 48, 72 hours. A past life regression is a fantastic experience, but I do recommend having experience with hypnosis before scheduling one of these. Check out my website to learn more. Fantastic. I look forward to working with you soon. It's going to be an incredible experience, and I can't wait to share the magic of hypnosis with you. Thanks for your time.